Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSI DFS Fantasy NASCAR Picks. I'm your host, Megro31. Going to bang out a really quick truck video here because we got limited turnaround time. So I didn't do a ton of studying, but I did some pre-work. So the day category on the right-hand side, sorry I didn't get a chance to relabel it. Let's see if I can do it here quickly. This is finish rank on these types of tracks. So Roger Cruth got the pole, looked really fast, looked really good. He's been having a good season to start out with. But his average finish in these types of races around 14th compared to the rest of the drivers. So I think he can get up there and maybe dominate early, maybe hang around, but not sure. Younger driver, good team. So it's GPP for me. I like the price point. I like the potential of this play, and I think it's a great play in a GPP, but I can't trust it in cash. My first prime play is going to be Christian Eckes, because basically what you want to do is try to nail a really strong dominator here, because it seems like somebody usually leads the lion's share of laps. It's a track where some of the other series, it's easier to pass because there's pretty much just one center groove. The bottom is kind of chewed up and it's kind of hard to pass there. And the top you can, but with the trucks, I don't think they have enough finesse to do it as much as Xfinity and the Cup cars will be able to. And with the composite bodies on the Xfinity and the Cup cars, it's easier for them if they scrape the wall to be able to stay whole. With the trucks, it just could tear sheet metal up and just make a complete disaster. So Eckes has actually led, I think it was maybe 40 or 50%, like almost 300 laps at this track. So I really like that. I really like that he's consistently finished well here too. So I think he can get up there. I think he can dominate. So he's going to be my first prime play. Stuart Friesen, I usually have it as GPP play. He just hasn't done good this last couple of seasons, but he's looked decent to start this season. He's always run well here, so I think he's fine in cash. Kyle Busch, he's won here a ton of times. This is his home track. It's not his team anymore, but obviously he did well. He won Atlanta. Could he win this race? Yes. If he doesn't, to pay off a 14 and a half, this salary he has, it's almost like an F1 trying to play Max Verstappen. I just can't do it. I think I can make it up with other people. So he's going to be number one person in my GPP line. Maybe pair him with Cruth because I like the savings there and the potential with the two upside plays, but I just can't do him in cash. If you can fit him in your cash build, then that's great. I'm not saying he's a fade for cash, but I just think with the price point, it's really hard to do. Ankrum, GPP, he's a good driver, but just at this track, nothing really sticks out with leading laps. Average finish would be 11th, so he'd probably lose 6th place to first points, so not super interested there. Majeski has led here. He, I think, is a really good cash play if you can, if you want to pair him with Eckes. I think he's another potential dominator here. And he has the best finishing position of anyone at this track. Zane Smith is coming back, and he was amazing in the Truck Series. It's kind of weird to see him in Chevy, not a Ford, but it's a solid team here. 10K is only 100 more than Majeski. It's going to be a tough decision between the two of these. I like both of them. I think they are really, really good plays, and I think that both of them are potential dominators also, and I think both of them have upside to win the race. And I think Majeski's won 2 races here, and I think Smith has won 1. But their finishing position is right up there with Kyle Busch and just phenomenal at this track. Nicholas Sanchez, exciting rookie, has done really well. He's actually led last year at this track. So, but his finish on these quarter mile and a half tracks has been around 19th compared to the rest of the drivers in the field. So I think he can be a cash play just because I think he can dominate and lead, and I think he's better than the 19th. But I just think that I will probably consider other drivers over him, especially for $300 more. I can get Majeski, and I think that's a better play. But keep them in mind. If you can't get Majeski or Smith in and you end up in that thousand range. I mean, I'd probably drop down at that point to Ben Rhodes with the place differential there. So, because Sanchez is kind of no man's land here, but I'd keep him in mind. Daniel Dye, I think he's starting way too far forward here. In the 9th, I don't see him as a top 10 truck with the field here. 24th, GPP to a fade to me. Grant Empfinger, I don't know if how much I trust this team yet. I mean, he's a good driver, and they're investing a lot to bring him into this team. I think you can play him in cash here. He is a little bit of a savings over the 9K guys, average finish of 7th, so I think that he can probably finish in the top 10, and he's led some laps here. Chase Purdy, another one starting a little bit too far forward, about 20th place driver, so a little bit risky, and at 8,000, I'd rather, again, just pay like 500 more and take a shot at Ankrum in a GPP than probably play Chase Purdy. Jake Garcia, a 13th place finish, 6,500, not a bad price point, but still GPP, really hasn't led many laps. Solid in the Thor Sports team, but I just got I see a little bit more with him on these 1.5-mile tracks before I can play him in cash. But if he's your last guy in cash at 6,700, then I'm fine with that. I'll take it. But you'd probably want to look at more place differentials, so you'd probably drop down 200 and try to get Matt Mills in over him. But again, if you already have Matt Mills in your lineup, he's probably an RGPP option. Ben Rhodes, he killed me. I had some really good lineups last week in Atlanta, and Ben Rhodes cut down a tire, and I still cashed, but I bubbled. I was just right there, cashed most of my double ups and stuff, but didn't do well in GPPs. But I would have absolutely smashed if he did, because the rest of the plays I absolutely nailed in the video, and he was just the one guy that kind of pulled me down. So, okay, going back to here, cash play, the place differential, he hasn't led a ton here, 9th place finish, so it's not one of his best tracks, but I think he's definitely in play here. Christopher Bell, 11.5, way too expensive. He's a cup driver, he's in a decent ride, this one, all-star truck that Brenninger and other have come and run here, and he's usually qualifies well in races, but doesn't finish. Again, I think he's a nice GPP pivot off of Kyle Busch, and you're saving $3,000 here. And I just don't think I can give him a cash lineup. The truck looked okay in practice, didn't look great in qualifying. Could he potentially dominate this race? Yes. Could he potentially win this race? Absolutely. But I like him as a driver and stuff. I just can't see it here in cash, so he's going to be a GPP. Matt Crafton, he's actually finished well at this track, so that's why I have him as cash play here. I like the price tag of 7,500. He's led a little bit, not he could. I don't see him as a dominator here, but I do see him as a place differential play at 7,500. If he can get up into the top 5, there's 10 place differential points and decent finishing points, so keep him in mind for your cash lineups. Ty Dillon GPP, I thought that he'd come down here and really do well, but this Brackley War, it started off really strong, and then Matt Benedetto came in, and I thought that he was going to just dominate when John Hunter Nemechek came back down, but it didn't happen. And Ty Dillon, I think, is just an average driver that's just never been able to kind of carve his own path, and I think that he's just going to be a GPP here until I see him finishing well and leading and being in contention for stuff. I'm not going to play him at 7,800, and I think you'll see if he continues to be mediocre, I think his price will eventually fall down into the 6Ks. It's kind of like Anthony Alfredo kept on falling in an Xfinity series when pricing. Bailey Curley is a good driver, 15th place, 7K. So he should, if he finishes around where he starts, he should be good here for cash. Connor Mosaic, I think, starting way too far forward, 31 place average finish. I just can't do that. Fade for me. Taylor Gray is young, 18-year-old, 17th, starting 19th. I think another cash play if he can finish where he starts. Probably go to Curry over him. I think Tanner or Taylor Gray has a little bit more upside than Bailey Curry with his team and his talent. But for $700, you can just go to Curry and if you need the savings. If you can afford the $700, then there's a lot more upside with Gray. Holmes GPP here, 27th average finish. Nothing really sticks out. Lane Riggs has a ton of talent. Just in the first couple of races, hasn't really shown it. It's a great team. This is Zane Smith's old team. It's Todd Gillian's old team. They've just been really solid here in this truck series. And I think that you have a super talented driver that's going to do very well, but just hasn't put it together yet. So until I see stuff, I can't play him in cash, especially 8,200. He's probably going to fall down into the 7K range, and then we can buy low on him and the talent. But 8,200, he's just priced too high in my opinion. Matt Mills, he's bounced around too in this Nice team here. Some of the Nice trucks have been solid. Some of the Nice trucks have been liabilities. I think this might be Hocevar's from last year. It's either that or Bailey Curry's in it. I can't remember. But 6,300 GPP. I think he's one that can finish where he starts. So if he's your last guy in cash, I'm okay with it. But I think that there's really nobody in the 6K range that I absolutely love as I'm looking through it. So I think like with the place differential that he offers, if you end up in that range, then you're good. I mean, honestly, I'd probably drop down to Connor Jones, who I think is a really good play with how well he's done at these types of tracks. And you're saving like $400 there, where you could spend elsewhere. But if you already have Connor Jones in your lineup, then Matt Mills would be where you want to be. Dean Thompson has potential top 20 upside. Looked decent so far this season, and I like this Tricon garage and this truck for him, but still GPP. Tanner Gray has a really good history here. He's led laps, like a significant amount of laps, not like 300 like Eckes, but enough to make him a threat. And with his 12th average finish, that's like he's starting 24th. I think there's great place differential. Love the price, 7,200. Second prime play, lock it in. And then Corey Heim, I've been high on him. I think that he could potentially be series champion. He's just such a talented young driver, was really close last year and made some mistakes, got into it with some guys in the finals, or, he had the potential to win the championship there. And I think you're going to see him win in multiple races and just be up there and contend. He just has what it takes to get up there and to be successful. And he's not a 25th place truck. He definitely could get up into the top 10. So, and he could dominate this race, and he could actually win this race. So I got to make him a prime play, and his average finish is 5th. Connor Jones, like I said, I'm pretty impressed with him so far in this Thor Sport 66 truck. Cash play. Timmy Hill's always a solid floor play for cash too. So if you need somebody else in the 5K range, he's there. And Lawless Allen has been decent, even though this 33 truck was kind of suspect last year. It's been solid so far in the first couple races of the season. 22nd average finish gives you about 5 to 6 place differential points at 5,300. That's all we really need. Mason Massey is GPP. Same thing with Thad Moffitt. Keith McGee, I just worry about. I think this is the Ream Brothers truck that they was always falling apart in the worst one, and he's not a good driver, so he's going to be a fade for me. And Spencer Boyd, a GPP, but could also be a cash play here because there's only 32 trucks in the field, and it's still a 40-point scoring system. Spencer Boyd starts out with a 9. And even Keith McGee, like if you have to go that low, I think he is the cheapest price truck on the board here. Like Keith McGee is going to end up with 9 points too, or 8 points at worst, because if he finished 32nd, he's going to lose 1 place differential point. So, I mean, there are some floor for these guys down here. And especially the thing for, like, if you're swinging at the fences with, like, Corey Hunt, if you think Corey Haim, like if he crashes and you think he's too risky to be a prime play down here at the price point, then, and you don't think you can pay it off, you got to look at, he can only lose 7 points, so he can't end up with like a negative. He's still going to have like a 2, which isn't great, but it's not like some of the other guys that are up there that could fall down. But this isn't a plate, isn't a super speedway, so you're not really worried about that. So not as many cautions here. Most of the drivers finish the race. Like some of them will get lapped if you have long green runs, but just the way the truck race is and shorter and the stages are shorter and stuff, that's something. The only other thing to think about here is the drivers that are in peach and not in green are drivers that are not racing for the title or not full-time ones. So you have like Busch and Zane Smith and Bell, Connor Mosaic and Connor Jones. I don't believe, no, he should be because he's a rookie, so never mind on that one. That one should be green. But definitely the ones that come from the Cup Series, they can short pit and get track position and things like that and play with different strategies so they don't have to stay out there for stage points. So that could help them win the race. So I'm going to get off here so I can get this posted and out to you. If you have any questions, put them in the chat below. You can hit me up at MegaRoar31 on Twitter, formerly X. And if you want more information on FSI DFS and to join our Discord, so if in short windows like this, you can just be in there. You can go to the description of the video, fsidfs.com, and look at all the packages that we offer for NASCAR. Pretty affordable, very cheap. I think it's like $5. It's like $3 for a day and like $5 for the weekend, and not bad. And if these videos help you, then again, please like us, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends. And I should be able to get an Xfinity video out tonight and a Cup video out tomorrow, so look forward to seeing those on our channel. So thanks for watching this. Good luck in your contest. Again, I'm going to get out of here so I can get this posted. So if you need anything, let me know, and look for the other videos coming out.